Welcome to Stager Savvy, insider secrets to stage your home and sell it for more. My name is Stephanie. This is the podcast where we bring you the latest tips, tricks, and expert insights from the world of professional staging. And I'm joined by my friend and fellow staging expert, Candace.
Hi, everyone. We may be competitors in the Denver market, but we believe in abundance and collaboration over competition, and we're here to share our collective knowledge with you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn from the experts. This is Stager Savvy.
Okay, here we are. Welcome, everybody. This is Stephanie. Hi, Candace. How's it going?
Hi, Stephanie. Oh, it's great. It's a beautiful day in Colorado today, which I'm so happy about.
Yes, thank goodness. After the snow yesterday. I'm excited about today's episode. We're going to be talking about updates, right? What updates do you need to make that are going to help sell your house? So let's jump in. They're essential, right? When you're preparing your home to sell, you have to make sure that your home is in the best possible condition to attract those potential buyers. So this is where updates come into play. You want your home to look its best.
Absolutely. They're an important part of staging a home so that the house sells fast and hopefully for more money. When a buyer walks in and sees new and updated features, they are more willing to spend more.
Right. And that's what buyers want. They want the updated space. They want the light, bright, open area, all of the things. Nobody wants to do anything. They just want to move in.
And these days, the buyers are younger, so they aren't looking to go do a project house. They want a move-in ready.
For sure. Absolutely. So what are we going to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk about the key updates that you should consider when you're selling your home. We're going to talk about budget friendly updates, and we're going to talk about some things that you should not consider when considering updates.
Right. Okay. And also timing, like when they should happen. I think that's important too.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
So let's get into these updates, and we're going to talk about painting and flooring and lighting and kitchen and bath upgrades and curb appeal improvements. So
Yes.
staging, those are the most important 5.
I would say for sure, right? Painting, I mean, gosh, it's huge. A fresh coat of paint can make a home feel completely different. It can feel clean and bright and updated. So I feel like that's super important. It's important to stick with neutral colors. We don't want to be painting anything bright colors that might be your favorite color, but it might not be the favorite color of somebody else who walks in. So stick with neutrals. They're a safe choice and they're going to appeal to a wider range of buyers. And also painting the exterior can make a big impact on curb appeal. And the front door is another big one that can use paint a lot of times. A freshly painted front door can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And I always say it's money in a can. Paint
right?
in a can, because you are going to make more money when your house has been freshly painted.
For sure. For sure.
And do you know that a black door gets you 6% more on the sale of your home? Strange.
I love that stat.
I know, strange, but
right. But okay. I'll have a black front door. I guess they feel more stately or something. I don't know.
Sure, but I recommend a black door to most of my clients, actually.
Yeah, me too. It's just a good add-on, and it's cheap. It's so cheap to paint your front door. I mean,
so cheap.
A little tiny can of paint
for a door. For the rest of the house, it's going to be a little more expensive.
Well, right.
Worth it.
But it's still money in a can.
Yep. Big return on investment there.
Yeah.
So the next thing that we're talking about is flooring. And these days there's all kinds of choices for flooring. You've got your hardwoods, which everybody loves, hardwood floors. You got tile, you got carpet, you've got luxury vinyl. Pretty much any of those options would be great to update the look and feel of your home. So that's something definitely to consider.
For sure. I mean, when you walk into a home and it's got old yucky carpet that's maybe stained or it's just old and worn out, like no buyers want that. They're going to walk in and go, "Oh, we have to replace the flooring," right? So
Right.
if
And
you can do it for them,
your basic oak flooring is so not in style anymore. The kind of the honey oak.
right.
Oh,
And that's still in a lot of houses, but
it it is. So
we have
even
to remember buyers are seeing new builds too, and the letting our sellers know that they're competing with these new builds. So if
sure,
they still have those floors, they really should switch them out so that it can compete with the new builds, right?
absolutely, because they've got, mostly wider plank floors with a
Mm,
light stain on them.
yes,
Dark floors are still really popular.
for sure.
Not my favorite. They look good, but they show a lot of dirt, just
Yeah.
thing. So upgrading your floor is huge, or at least staining it. If you're not willing to put in all new floors, even staining it a darker color so that it doesn't really look like that honey oak anymore.
Yeah. Just to update the color of it for sure. If you can't replace the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to add a lot of value too. And it
Yeah,
feels more modern.
absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. How about another thing I love recommending is lighting, new light fixtures. I mean, if you've been in your house for a while and you still got the brass, whatever from 2004, I don't know,
Yep.
it's time for some new lighting, right? Um, I mean, it's amazing what a difference it makes just updating the entryway light fixture or even the dining room or over a kitchen table nook, anywhere really, bedroom, everything, just lighting. And it's not
Instantly-
super expensive
And it
to make
instantly
a
updates the
big
look, right?
impact.
Yeah, big impact.
Yeah. Big impact. It makes it feel warm and inviting. It's an update, so it's going to make it feel more modern also. And if you're not willing to change out lighting, at least just changing the bulbs to a brighter option can make a big difference as well. And make sure none of the light bulbs are burnt out, all of those kind of things.
Well, and let me just quickly say to that you don't need a PhD to go into Home Depot and look through all their thousands and thousands of light bulbs. My favorite light bulbs are $1.25 at Family Dollar. I'm not sure if Dollar Tree and some of the other places carry them, but they are Sunbeam, soft white, and they are
Love it.
$1.25, and they bounce on the ground without breaking, and they're all just the right color for especially photos, and they're just perfect. So $1.25,
Yes.
stage your tip right there.
That's such a great tip. And you've dropped them and they survive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's
They're
awesome.
indestructible. So, and
Wow.
consistency in your lighting is really important in staging as well, because you don't want one room to be showing a kind of an orangey casted light, and then another room having
Mhm.
the daylight lights. You want
Right,
nice
for sure.
consistency, so soft white, 60 watt, or what's the lumens there? Now I can't think about what that is.
Oh gosh.
When
I don't
I'm
know.
stressed to find the answer, I can't find it. But
Right.
yeah, just
It's
look for the
okay.
sunbeam soft white. That's the one.
Soft white. Yeah. Soft white just feels good and looks good. Buyers like it, I think, too.
It's not like you're in a mental institution.
Right. Yeah. We don't want that bright blue glaring
Right.
at you. That's not
No.
good. Okay. Let's transition to those all are sort of easy-ish.
Yeah. And
Kind of a
budget
bigger one.
friendly.
Huh?
And they're pretty budget friendly.
Pretty
Most
budget friendly. We'll
don't.
talk more budget friendly even in a minute, but
Right.
bigger updates, kitchens and bathrooms. Like they're,
Absolutely.
I mean, they're so important for buyers. Buyers want an updated kitchen. They want beautiful bathrooms, right? So upgrading your appliances, your countertops, cabinets, and fixtures can just make it feel more modern. They're going to make it feel more luxurious, which is going to add value to the home. I mean, yes, it can be pricey, and it's a big update, but it makes such a big difference too.
It has a huge return on your investment.
Yeah.
Instead of having a laminate countertop, or even small tiles on your countertop in your bathrooms.
They're so bad. Yeah.
Buyers are looking for either granite or quartz or quartzite, nice big slab, fairly neutral in color. That's going to make a huge difference.
Agree, 100%.
Mm-hmm. And the fixtures in the bathrooms.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Very important. You don't want the brass fixtures that you have had in there for the last 50 years.
Yep, not a good idea.
Updating those will make a huge difference. I personally like the black iron fixtures these days. That's very trendy right now. What about you? What do you like in a fixture?
Oh gosh, I am digging black a lot lately. I also like the brushed nickel.
Me too.
Yeah, brushed nickel's
Well, and
nice.
gold is really coming back. You're starting to see gold fixtures in kitchens and in bathrooms, which
yeah. And it's not the gold from the 80s. It's a nicer.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
I do like the brushed gold too, where it's the brush and it just takes the shine, so it's not quite so big and bright. I don't know. They're nice. But I feel like it's trendy and not going to be timeless. I feel like in a few years we're going to be like, oh, you renovated in 2022 or whatever. Like it's going to be noticeable when you did it, just because you have gold. But they are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Yep.
So
okay.
That gets well, let's talk about kitchen updates, because you could go totally crazy updating your kitchen and spending thousands and thousands of dollars on it, which it's not recommended when you're getting ready to sell. If you were going to stay in that house, go for it. But if you're selling, just some common updates will make a big difference, like the countertops, the fixtures, even the pulls on your cabinetry.
For sure.
I always say that's the jewelry, which
is
like the finishing touch,
Yep. Yeah. Even if you can't when we'll talk about that in the budget stuff, but even if you can't replace your cabinets, if you replace your countertop and add a fresh backsplash, it's going to look like a whole new space. And the lighting, like we talked about before, but makes such a huge difference without a full renovation. So you can make a big impact without giant budgets also. Yeah. What else? Curb appeal?
Oh, curb appeal. Absolutely. Especially going back to paint. If you have a house painted in a few years, especially in Colorado, we've had crazy storms and hails and all of this. Painting the outside of your house, and maybe even into a more modern color scheme, be definitely worth the money.
For sure. Be careful when choosing new colors, that you're choosing colors that are going to look good on an exterior. A lot of people choose too bright or just wrong. If they have brick, they're picking colors that don't play well with the existing brick colors. Well, the brick color is still going to stay. So you have to make sure they all play nice together. So if you're not confident in that, like get a pro to help you. But exterior paint is consultant. Yes, for sure.
Both of us are. So
we are. Call us. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, professional. And it's a very big mistake to make if you choose your own colors and they're not right. It's going to be
because then it just looks just bad, and nobody wants a house that looks bad. So you got to make sure you're picking
in their neighborhood, don't they? Of someone who picked a bad color and everybody looks at it and thinks how
yeah. Oh yeah, that's the blue house. Like it's screaming blue at you. That's
right.
It's not a good idea. Nobody wants to live there.
Like if you have questions about what color schemes are kind of more modern looking these days, go to model homes and drive around
Yes.
neighborhoods. And if you find a color scheme that you really like, take pictures of it so that you can pass that on to your painters or your color consultant.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
We talked about the black door. That's important.
Black doors are so good. Yeah. And power washing, I
Oh,
mean, clean it up and make it look good, but it's not really much of an improvement. I mean, but
it's an easy improvement.
it's an easy improvement. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How many
Yeah.
homes have you been to where you're walking in the door and they've got cobwebs all up in the eaves and the stairs are filthy and
Yeah.
that all nice and cleaned for your buyers?
Yes. So many homes are like that, before when we get there. But yeah,
Right.
that's one thing for sure that I'm always recommending, that power wash it, clean it off, make it look fresh and clean and new and well maintained, because that all reflects that as well.
Yes.
Buyers want the well maintained. So yeah, it's important. All of these updates make a home feel more modern. They make it feel more clean and updated, which is really what all the buyers are looking for these days.
Right. Because they don't want to wonder if you haven't attended to your trim or your outside color or your wood floors and it all looks old and dated. They're wondering what else has not been attended to.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's move on to budget friendly updates.
Okay.
So, a lot of us don't have a big budget to get a new kitchen or whatever, but there are some updates you can do with a small budget and still improve the look and the feel of a home
Right.
without those major renovations. So, let's talk about some of those.
Well, have you had consultations where you've suggested some of these things and they say, well, why would I update my flooring if I'm just going to sell the home?
For
Why
sure.
should
Like,
I
why should I put money in?
in?
Yeah,
Absolutely. I don't want to, they may want to pick their own color. I get that all the time.
right, right.
Buyers
But
don't want a project when they first move into a house. They want it to look, decent for them to move in. And maybe in time, they'll want to change the paint color. But
right.
right away, they can live with it if it's been updated and it's clean and fresh.
Yeah. And I like to tell them too, like, if you get new flooring or new carpet or new paint or whatever, like, they're not going to know that. I mean, they're going to know that it's fresh and new, but like, they're not going to know that you just did it to sell. So it's not going to come up like, oh gosh, I wish they would have waited and let us pick our paint color. No, they're not going to know any better, because it's just done and it's just pretty. And so they're not going to think that. They're going to be happy that it's done. They're going to be happy they don't have a project and they can just move in.
And instead of taking down the offer because they have to put in paint and they have to do floors and all this, they can give a nice high offer because all of that's done already.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, there's nothing to object to, like that they can drop that price because of this or this or this, right? It's all done. It all looks fabulous. So yeah, I guess we can give a full price offer.
Exactly.
You're going to get more money.
Who doesn't want
Yeah.
more money?
Yep. So budget friendly in painting your cabinets instead of replacing them. I mean, that's an easy one. If they're still in decent shape, paint them to give them an update, especially if you have that kind of honey oak color that we don't want anymore. Paint them. It's a great cost-effective alternative to replacing them, and they give that fresh, updated look that's going to make a big impact on the overall appearance of the kitchen. And then again, painting the front door, but we've talked about that a couple times already. So
Well,
that's
let's
enough of that.
real quick. Let me talk about paint just for a minute when you're painting your cabinets, because that's
Please.
not the perfect solution. So if you are going to go with a budget-friendly alternative of painting the cabinets, please make sure you hire someone that does paint cabinets. Most just
Yes.
regular painters, this is not their specialty, and it does take some time and some expertise to make the cabinets actually look good. Otherwise,
Right.
paint starts to rub off and they people can see that you've taken the cheap way out. In fact, I had a client one time, and they had some honey oak cabinets, and they decided to paint them. And the painters that they chose to go with, I don't think painting cabinets was really their specialty. And
Oh
so
gosh.
within a few days, the color underneath started to bleed through. And here
Oh,
they spent quite a bit of money because it was a very large kitchen. But I think by the time the buyers moved in, the stain from the cabinets has already leaked through. So you don't really want that to happen. So
no,
find a
we
professional.
don't want that for sure. A professional. Yeah. Oy. Okay. How about another budget friendly update? Hardware?
I love hardware. I always say it's the jewelry of a home. And so
Yes.
when you have no hardware on your cabinets, it just kind of looks blah, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you put that pull on there or that knob, it
Mm,
just finishes the cabinet off.
for sure. And the old outdated hardware really dates the whole space.
It really does. And
Yeah.
this can be a fairly inexpensive update. Although if you have a lot of cabinets, it can be a little more expensive than you expect, but it will
Right.
pay off
Yeah.
definitely.
And it's still going to be less expensive than replacing all of your cabinets. And
Absolutely.
they're still getting an update.
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
Recommend. And there's so many fun and interesting kinds of pulls out there these days.
Yeah.
Try it. You
It's
like
true.
it. Yeah.
Okay, another budget option, light fixtures. We kind of already talked about light fixtures, but they really are not that expensive to replace light
They're
fixtures in your space, especially if you've got those old, outdated ones.
most likely under $200
Yeah,
fixture.
which that's going to come back at the closing table when people walk in and they're greeted with a modern light fixture as opposed to one that's 30 years old. And it's going to make the whole place feel more modern, and it's going to make them not want to object to your asking price, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And most of the time, if they didn't even really care for the light fixture, they still will appreciate that it's been updated,
for
and they
sure.
won't feel like they're in a big hurry to change that out for right now.
Yes, right. But if it's gold from 1984, they want to get rid of it now.
Yeah.
And they're going to offer you a lower price because, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that and all the things. Like, prepare your home for them. It's somebody's dream home, and it's up to you to present it to them so that you can make the most money you possibly can. I think that's everybody's goal, is to sell for the best price, right?
Sure. Yeah. And
For
I think that
sure.
one's just such a dynamite thing to add to a space when you walk in, especially in your entry, to
Mm-hmm.
some great light fixture. That makes a huge difference right away.
I agree. It's
And
one of my favorites.
that's something I help with. I don't know if in your business you help with that as well, but that is a selection service that I do offer to my clients, where I can
Yes.
go select some fixtures to be updated in the home. So
Mm-hmm.
they're not left wandering Home Depot, wondering what they should
Right. What does an updated fixture look like? Help me,
right.
Candace.
Not brass. Let's just start with that.
Not brass. That's right. Yeah, no, and that's fun. And sometimes we'll just take a trip to Home Depot together and, here, let's get this. And they throw their credit card out and off we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yep.
Um, how about bedding and throw pillows?
Oh man. When I
Right?
do my consultation, I think probably 90% of the time I make a recommendation for updated bedding and pillows. And I come into homes, I'm sure you too, where there's some interesting choices on the beds. So
Man.
I always
Yeah.
like to tell them, go find something really nice and neutral and light that you wouldn't be opposed to taking to your new home. And who
Well,
doesn't want
right.
fresh bedding when you move into a new home?
Right. Yeah. I tell them the same thing. Like your new home is going to want new stuff. So let's get some stuff that you can take with you. And so you're not just spending money for the sake of spending money. You're going to get to enjoy it in your new
Yes.
space, in the next chapter, all the things. Yeah.
And
I
throw
have a
pillows.
story for this one.
Throw pillows, throw pillows, throw pillows. I say
Yes,
it
I love throw
every
pillows.
consultation, probably 10 times. And I'm sure men right now are rolling their eyes with how many times I talk about throw pillows, but
It's true.
really they are so important.
Yeah.
So they're not
And
all
yeah,
matted down and kind of like misshapen and kind of grungy looking,
yeah, we need fresh and fluffy and
fluffy and clean.
all all cozy and inviting, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I have a story from one of my clients about new bedding. She she had this purple room, like the primary suite was purple, and she had purple bedding and purple throw pillows and purple like everywhere.
Boy.
And she informed me that she was not willing to paint. She had just painted a bunch of the other rooms. She didn't have a dinner. She couldn't paint this room. Okay, go
Big
get some
mistake.
fresh. Sorry,
Big
huh?
mistake.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried and she fought me back. So I was like, okay, next step down, right? Meet you where you are.
Right.
If you're not going to do this, let's try this. And that next step down was go get some fresh, white, fluffy bedding and make your bed with that and get the extra purple stuff out of here. Yeah, the purple walls had to stay, but we could get rid of a lot of the other purple. And it made such, because it wasn't like bright purple. The walls were kind of this, I don't know, dark eggplanty gray kind of I mean, they were not like bright purple. So it was okay. Once we got the rest of the purple out and just the white bedding, it neutralized that whole room so much. It made such a difference. So yeah, even just bedding, if you're not willing to paint, or sometimes if you're not willing to do a bigger job, a smaller budget fix can really take care of what you're trying to take care of. So it made a big difference for her.
As far as bedding goes, if you were going to be buying bedding, to stage your own home, I would suggest light white, maybe even with a small little print, very
Neutral print.
Yeah, just a real neutral bedding, but that looks luxurious.
For sure.
Fluffy.
It feels like you're at a spa or some fancy hotel or something. Yeah, it's good. Okay.
All right.
Let's
probably
see.
talk about making a plan for all of these updates that people are hearing us talk about.
For sure, right? It's scary when we start talking about do this, do this, do this. Right. So let's make the most of it, especially if you do have a smaller budget, getting the most impact for the money that you're going to spend.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
I would recommend tackling it all 2 weeks before you're getting ready to list. No need for that extra stress. So prioritize which of the updates is the most important. Say you haven't painted in 20 years, paint is most likely going to be your top priority.
Yeah, for sure. Figure out which one's going to have the most impact.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going to make the biggest difference? How about also shop around for deals? Thrift stores are great too, especially I'm in a lot of homes that don't have coffee tables. I guess this is not really updates, but like you can get a coffee table at a thrift store that's going to look great. Maybe you need to DIY it and make it pretty, but it can be really budget friendly that way. And that goes into the next one, consider DIY projects. But you can do a lot of these updates yourself. There's videos that can teach you how to do things. Especially painting. Some people can do light fixtures. Some people don't want to play with electrical. Cool. You do you and do what you're comfortable doing, but you can DIY a lot of this stuff and save some money.
Definitely. Let's see. We're going to suggest you look for materials that are not cheap, but they don't have to be the most expensive on the market either. But buyers want decent quality. So don't go buy the cheapest laminate out there that clicks and clacks when you walk on it. You know, go to about the middle of the road as far as budget goes.
Yeah. Nobody wants the cheapest whatever and have to live with it for the next few years. Get them something decent that they can live with for a while, right? Nice balance.
You don't want to put in the most expensive hardwoods into your home you're leaving. So
for sure,
LVF and LVF luxury vinyl flooring comes in all different budgets. So you can pay a lot of money for really good LVF, and you can pay very little money for LVF that is not going to look good. So don't go the cheapest route.
Right, for sure. And also, how about this one's for us really, but get a professional opinion. Like if you're not sure what to do, what the best updates are to do, consult with a professional stager to find out what their advice on what updates are going to add the most value to your home. Because we're talking pretty generic here. Your home might be different. So find out, reach out, and also what updates you can do on your own to save you some money. Your professional stager will help you with that. They can tell you all of that information. So consult at the minimum.
Yes.
All right.
So there's also some updates that they add value and appeal to the home, but then there's also some that should be avoided because they'll actually decrease the value of your home, which nobody wants that. So
yeah, let's talk about that, right? We don't want you to put money into something that's going to bring the value of your home down.
Like painting it a nice bright pink.
Right. Bad idea. Stick with the neutrals.
Right. Stick with the neutrals. Yep.
Yes.
And don't over personalize the home. You know, if you like the pink paint in your bedroom, that's fine, but that's for you, not for selling a home.
Yeah, I like to tell people that that's going to attract people who have the same taste that they have. But if they want to attract potential buyers, that bigger pool, they want to attract essentially everybody, they have to pick a more neutral color, right? Otherwise, people can't envision themselves living in the space.
I couldn't envision myself living in a pink room.
No, yeah.
I'm already in a pink room.
But like for
all the time.
Right. It's an office. It's different than the primary bedroom.
Right.
And yeah, also when it's overly personalized, it can feel dated. And it can be a negative when they're looking for that neutral modern space, which next week we're going to talk about trends and what buyers are looking for and just design trends. And you'll see that more neutral modern space is what's trending and what people are really liking. So tune in next week too.
Right. And then as far as over updating, so if you're doing a kitchen and you want all the finest stuff in there, you may outprice your neighborhood, and you don't really want to do that. You want to keep things kind of with your neighborhood market in mind.
For sure. Be aware of the market when you're making updates so that you don't over improve things.
Now, I would love a luxury kitchen myself, but it may not be price effective.
For sure. Yeah, it depends where you are and what kind of everybody else in the neighborhood's doing.
And our buyers going to want to put that extra money in to get the kitchen that you overdid.
Right.
We aren't going to get that money back as far as value goes.
Right. Yeah. If you're picking all the super, super high end things and you're in a moderate neighborhood, you can redo the kitchen and modernize it with more lower cost, middle of the road finishes.
Yeah.
And it's still going to look fantastic. You don't need to over improve.
Yeah.
Okay. How about timing? When should these updates happen? Right? You want them to have the most impact on potential buyers. I always think it's a good idea to to take care of updates before you even list the home
It
to ensure
seems
that it
like a
looks
no-brainer, doesn't it?
right. We want it to look its best from the start, right? So you make the updates before you're listing, and then you're increasing your likelihood of attracting those potential buyers and getting the higher offers. Yay, that's what everybody wants.
Mhm.
But what if you didn't? And you're in
Got
the
some
inspection
feedback.
process
Yeah.
and the inspector finds something, and at that point, really you should take care of it as soon as possible, right? Buyers might request the repairs happen or the updates happen as part of the negotiation process, but if you've addressed it already, you're able to keep the sale on track. And that's more questions for your realtor, and they'll give you advice on, what you should do and what the timeline for all that is, but something to think about as well.
Yeah. And then if you are not selling and you're starting to get some negative feedback on something in the home, perhaps you take it off the market, make the updates, and then put it back on the market looking so much better. That will
For
make a
sure.
big difference.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
it does.
negative?
And it has to come off the market. It has to have fresh pictures. Otherwise, you're going to put the same pictures on the market and they're not going to know that you've done the update. So you have to show them that you've done the updates and listen to the feedback and then let it come in as a new listing.
Right.
So that they notice it.
Right.
Yeah.
And something else to consider when we're talking about when to do your updates, you have to consider the season. You can't really paint the outside of your home when it's winter. That doesn't
For
make
sure.
sense. So when you are planning your updates, think about the season. Maybe you paint come summer and then list later in the fall if it has to work that way, but definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah, plan ahead. I mean, just give yourself some time. If you know you want to sell it in April, go back a few 3 to 6 months and think about what you actually need to do. And will that be enough time?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I love when my clients call me with plenty of time in advance, because I can tell them the things that are going to make a big difference. And then there's time to accomplish them, because so often we need this consultation and we're going to list in a week, which really doesn't give people enough time to accomplish some of these updates that they may need to do.
For sure. They may have time to declutter and whatever, but yeah, they might not have time to paint or get new hardware or whatever else they may need. So
earlier is better.
Yep. It's all good. So gosh, we talked about a lot. Top updates that can make a big difference: painting, flooring, lighting, kitchen and bathrooms. Curb appeal is important. Paint that front door, right?
And one thing we didn't really address is, like, if you have old bark around your beds and stuff like that, putting
fresh
some
mulch,
fresh mulch, whatever.
Always fresh mulch. Yeah.
Huge difference. So
for sure. Yeah. That's a big one to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Budget friendly, paint the cabinets, replace the hardware, fresh bedding, light fixtures. Smaller budget, but they still are going to make a big impact. So go make those important updates and sell your home faster. Sell it for more money. You're going to get hopefully all of the things that you're looking to get when you take a little bit of time before you list it for sale to make some of those updates.
Yes. And
do
if
you
have tips or experiences with updates that have helped you sell, let us know. We would love to hear your comments.
Oh yeah, comment. Tell us what you did. Tell us what's good. Do you have any other things to add before we wrap this up?
I think we've covered a lot today.
We did cover a lot today. It's kind of longer than normal. That's okay. It's good.
Well, hopefully these updates have been helpful to you in deciding what you want to move forward with and what maybe you don't.
Yep. Hopefully. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Reach out if you have questions and we'll answer what we can. We'll see y'all next time. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to Stager Savvy, insider secrets to stage your home and sell it for more. We hope you've enjoyed our discussion on home staging and gained valuable insights that you can apply to your own real estate journey.
If you have any questions, ideas for future episodes, or would like to learn more about our services, please feel free to visit our website, stagersavvy.com, or reach out to us directly at stagersavvy@gmail.com. We're always here to help.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay up to date on the latest episodes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us and helps us improve our content and reach more people.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.